Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tipped. Julian here for another waiver wire episode. This is an episode where I let you guys know which players you should be adding to your team to win this week. This week is week 8 of the fantasy hockey season, and it's a bit of a strange one. So buckle up, guys, and I'm going to do my best to help you guys win this week and also make ads for future weeks to help you win your league. Before we jump into it, guys, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you have already subscribed and you want to take that support a little bit further, consider hitting that join button down below on YouTube, or also in the description of this video, I have a link to my Patreon. You can join there as well, and you support the channel. You support me creating these videos for you guys for free. And if you do join on Patreon, I'll also give you little perks like being able to DM with me and ask me any fantasy hockey questions you have, as well as early access videos when I do upload my videos a little bit early. You get access to them right away. Let's jump right into the schedule now. And as you can see here, guys, on Monday, November 24th, there are 7 games. On Tuesday, there's 1. On Wednesday, there is 15. On Thursday, there are no games. On Friday, there are 15 games. On Saturday, there are 11, and Sunday, there are 4. Now, usually most weeks' off days tend to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Because of American Thanksgiving, that's not happening here. There are actually no games on Thursday, which is kind of crazy. Only 1 game on Tuesday, and only 4 games on Sunday. So the off days are Monday, Tuesday, and Sunday that have 7, 1 game, and 4 games respectively. So if you can max out the amount of players you have playing on those days, that's your best bet of winning this week. Now, which teams have a good schedule? Well, unfortunately, there's not any team that plays on all 3 of those off days, but the Dallas Stars, the Ottawa Senators, and the Washington Capitals all play 4 games while playing on 2 of those off days. Dallas Tuesday, Sunday, Ottawa Monday, Sunday, and Washington also Monday and Sunday. Now, who has the worst schedule? Well, only the Oilers and the Kraken play 2 games this week, but the Oilers don't play on those super heavy nights on Wednesday and Friday. They play Tuesday and Saturday, so even though they only play 2 games, if you're streaming a player from the Oilers, at least you're probably going to be able to fit them in your lineup, assuming you can fit them on Saturday, which is a significantly lighter day than Friday or Wednesday. Seattle, though, probably has the least ideal schedule this week. Now, jumping into some forwards that you can consider adding to your team, and if you're in a super shallow league and Vincent Trocheck is still floating out there, I cannot understand how this guy is not 70% owned yet. He's back on power play 1 now, and he's playing 5-on-5 with Panarin and Lafreniere. And ever since Trocheck came back from injury, Panarin's been playing significantly better, and he's an absolute stud. Could be a top 50 player rest of season. Jack Roslovic is another guy who's now playing 5-on-5 with Connor McDavid, and he is on their power play 1 and thriving. The only concern I have now is now that Hyman is back, if Nugent Hopkins comes back from his injury, which should be soon, there's a chance that Roslovic does not fit on that top power play anymore. It's going to be pretty hard to justify kicking him off, but do you leave Nuge off the top power play? Do you kick Hyman off the top power play? You will have to see what ends up happening there, but as of right now, he's definitely super valuable. And then next, no, you're not dreaming. Adam Fantilli is finally on power play 1. That's something we've been wanting for a couple of years now, and him being there dramatically raises his fantasy value and pretty much makes him a must-add. On top of this, he's kicked off Monahan from the top line, and he's actually now on the top line with Marchenko and Voronkov. He's definitely a must-add right now, and if he's floating out there for you, you should probably grab him. Next is Emil Heineman of the New York Islanders. They got him this offseason from Montreal in that Noah Dobson trade, and he's looking real good this year. He's got 14 points in 20 games while giving you an incredible floor every single night with hits. He's playing alongside a white-hot Bo Horvat right now, 5-on-5, and that's pretty nice. Then I have Cole Perfetti, who's got that triple eligibility, which is beautiful. He's only got 2 points in 5 games since making his season debut. It was delayed from an injury. But he is power play 1, which is something he hasn't had in the past, which should really increase his value this year. Then we have Anton Lundell of the Florida Panthers, and he's not being noticed enough this season. He's got 16 points in 19 games, and he's really been heating up as of late with 5 points in his last 3 games. He's getting top-tier deployment in Florida, line 1 and power play 1 with a white-hot Brad Marchand. He's somebody that I like a lot and should be added now before it's too late. Andre Burakovsky is a good add temporarily, while Connor Bedard is on that insane hot streak that he's on right now. Now, it's possible Connor Bedard stays this good the rest of the year. I wouldn't be surprised, but Burakovsky probably won't be able to stay this good rest of season. That being said, though, he's top line with him, top power play, so who knows? He's definitely a decent add right now. Matt Zuccarello up to 25% owned now, should be owned in still way more leagues. He's top line and top power play with Kirill Kaprizov, and their chemistry that they've had for the past few seasons is back, and Zuccarello is looking great. Kyle Palmieri of the New York Islanders is having himself a hell of a season, playing top 6, top power play, and he's continuously putting up points. If you thought Palmieri's best days were behind him, you were mistaken. Tyler Seguin is on the second line in Dallas, and Dallas does have a couple of off nights this week. Seguin hasn't been bad this year. Claude Giroux of the Ottawa Senators isn't a sexy option anymore like he used to be, but he is playing on a decent line with Shane Pinto, and he's also power play 1 for the time being. He's a perfect add for the 2 off nights that Ottawa has this week. Then we have Matt freaking Coronado, and he has emerged finally. The breakout that I had predicted this preseason sure took its time, but it seems like it's finally here. He's got 3 goals and 5 points in his last 3 games, and he's also got 36 shots on goal in his last 7 games. That's a lot, over 5 per game. He's hungry to score goals. Zach Benson's another guy who I like adding right now. He was off to an incredible start to the season. 0 goals, but 8 assists in 8 games. But unfortunately, that hot start got derailed with another injury. It looks like he might be healthy like really soon. So add him, and he should resume his spot on line 1 and power play 1, and he could continue that breakout that he was having. Then we have Jimmy Snuggerud of the St. Louis Blues, who has 3 points in his last 3 games and is getting power play 1 deployment once again. Are more good things to come for the rookie? I hope so. He's definitely exciting to watch. Connor McMichael of the Washington Capitals is actually playing on the right wing with Ovechkin on the top line. And with the Washington Capitals having a couple of off nights this week, McMichael is a pretty good add. Maybe he'll even get that right wing eligibility Monday morning. Who knows? Then we have Beckett Seneca of the Anaheim Ducks, and he's having an awesome rookie year. 14 points and 20 games. And he's getting power play 1 right now over Cutter Gauthier for some reason. It's a pretty good time to add this guy. Jamie Benn is another guy who is finally back from his injury that kept him out the whole season. He's now being deployed on the top line in Dallas, and with Dallas having a couple of off nights this week, it's the perfect time to add Jamie Benn as a streamer. Nick Robertson has 4 points in his last 6 games, and with all the injuries in Toronto, unfortunately, it's actually hasn't been great for him. He's on a kind of midline right now with Domi and McMahon, and is still only on power play 2. But in super deep leagues, ride the hot streak as long as he's scoring points. Keep him on your team. Then Morgan Frost, and with Coronado finally breaking out, Frost has 4 points in his last 3 games playing on his line and on power play 1. Ridley Gregg is another good off-night add. He's line 2 with Dylan Cousins and Zetterlund. He's also playing power play 2. He's got 4 points in his last 5 games and definitely could be a solid add for deep league managers looking to add someone for those off nights like I mentioned. And finally, Danila Yurov. And with injuries to Hartman and Marco Rossi, Yurov has been thrust into a top-line role with Kaprizov and Zuccarello. So far in that deployment, he's got 3 points in 2 games. He's a really good sneaky add right now in a deep league. Jumping into some defensemen, and Zeev Buium is still the top power play guy in Minnesota. He has not been doing that much with it the last couple games, but I have full confidence in him that at some point he's going to catch fire and be great the rest of the season. You saw that kind of with Lane Hudson last year. It took him some time to finally get onto that top power play, and then once he was there to actually get going, and then he was a monster the rest of the year. We could see something similar with Buium this year. That's why I'm not dropping him. Dmitry Orlov is somebody who's kind of speculative right now. Last game, they healthy scratched Klingberg, And if that's something that's going to happen frequently, Dmitry Orlov could be the top power play guy once again in San Jose. When Klingenberg was scratched, Orlov was back on that top unit. Now, Klingenberg is set to go join the team once again next game. Does he get that top power play back, or does Orlov keep it? Right now, he's a speculative ad. If he doesn't get top power play, I'm not super high on him. Artem Levchinov is the top power play guy in Chicago, and he has been doing great. Radko Gudas is finally back from his injury, and he's always been known for his peripherals. He hits, he blocks. This is going to give you a pretty safe floor and night in and out. Just don't expect too many points. Leon Bichelle is the same kind of thing. Mostly hits, not that many blocks, but a very safe floor. Hampus Lindholm is the top power play guy in Boston. McAvoy is going to be out for a little while probably with the blow that he got to his face. So Lindholm is going to be the top power play guy. And last game, he just got 2 power play assists, so definitely could have some value. It's a deadly power play. Matt Hoa of the Washington Capitals, not somebody that I'm overly high on, but if you're in a super deep league, he does put up a little bit of a floor and has a tiny bit of offensive upside. Brady Shea and Nick Blankenberg are kind of splitting the power play duties in Nashville. There's not really one that I can say is the power play one guy, but neither of them have been completely awful. So if you're in a super deep league, these guys are options. And finally, Darren Radish of the Tampa Bay Lightning. I mentioned him last week. I'm mentioning him again. He's the top power play guy in Tampa Bay right now as long as Hedman's out. And it looks like Hedman could be out another couple of weeks. Jumping into goalies, and Yaroslav Askarov has been phenomenal. And because he's playing so well, it looks like he's getting more starts now. Like the whole season, he pretty much alternated starts with Nedeljkovic, and Nedeljkovic also played well, so there was no reason not to. But Askarov has just been so phenomenal that he should be pretty much the starter in San Jose until he slows down. And the way San Jose is playing right now, and the way he's playing right now, he is a must-add goaltender. Then we have Joseph Woll of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Stolarz injury, first, didn't seem like it was going to be that serious. The coach really played it down, but he's on IR. And as long as Stolarz is on IR, Joseph Woll is a full-time starting goaltender, and he's a must-own. Now, I don't think it's going to be that much longer, but even when Stolarz returns, Woll should at least get half the starts in Toronto. For Vegas, Schmid and Lindblom are still splitting starts fairly evenly. Schmid is the guy you want to own because he's starting a little bit more than Lindblom. But if you're in an ultra deep league, Lindblom's getting enough starts to, you can own him. And then Jet Greaves now seems like he might be the starter in Columbus. It looked like initially Elvis Merzlikins was not being played because he had the flu, but Jet Greaves has just been playing phenomenally. I got to watch the game he played against Montreal, and oh my God, is this guy a great goaltender. And it looks like Columbus might be giving him some more starts now, and he may be getting more of a full starter workload. I like Jet Greaves quite a bit going forward. Then Artur Silovs of the Pittsburgh Penguins might be splitting fairly evenly with Murashov going forward until Jari returns. Murashov did get a shutout. Both guys are ownable. Next is Jesper Wallstedt, who's currently being added in a lot of leagues, and for good reason. The dude has been incredible, and he's earned himself a split crease with Gustafsson. Nobody expected that to happen this year, but Wallstedt has just been so good. He came off a shutout, recorded a second shutout, and then just played an amazing game against the Carolina Hurricanes. The coach went out and said it. Yeah, this is going to be a split crease, and if somebody plays extra well, maybe he'll get a few games in a row. But he did say that right now it's a split crease at the very least. So Wallstedt is a good ad, and Minnesota has been playing ever so great ever since Zuccarello has come back from injury. Gibson and Talbot are splitting starts in Detroit. I like that. Kevin Lankinen is the starter right now in Vancouver. He's a pretty good ad right now. I'm shocked he isn't owned in more leagues. Demko might be out a little while, and Lankinen is going to be getting a lot of starts. Finally, Carter Hart of the Vegas Golden Knights is somebody that you could probably consider adding now. This is the very last week of November. After this, Carter Hart is eligible to actually join Vegas and play for them. December 1st is when I believe that he's able to play. That means on Tuesday, December 2nd, he could potentially be starting for Vegas. So you could add him now, and you'll have a potential starter for a decent team in the NHL. Finally, Colton Ellis has been getting a whole bunch of starts in a row for Buffalo. Didn't do so well last game, but hey, Buffalo seems to like this guy. So who knows, if you're in a super deep league, he might be worth an ad. And that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll catch you all in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.